today I am going to teach you about Gua Sha. What is Gua Sha? When should you Gua Sha? And how do you Gua Sha? So Gua Sha is an old technique. It's about 4,000 years old. It originated in China. It's part of Chinese medicine or traditional Oriental medicine, and it is the act of scraping in a certain direction in order to accomplish a certain desire, such as you would do a tonifying techniques with the meridians in order to get the chi to flow in the proper directions of the meridians for good health and for tonifying, or maybe to get your digestion to go in the proper direction. And another thing that we use Gua Sha for is for sedating. So this would be if you have like a red rash or something that burns, that's hot, or itches, or maybe a sore throat, or an acute condition, acute wind condition in Chinese medicine, which would be like a cold or a flu or something that you had just caught, usually affecting the lungs. So what is Gua Sha and what do you need to get started with Gua Sha? So I have a gold tool here, but I do recommend just getting a gold coin or a gold ring or anything you can find that's gold. Gold is tonifying. And another thing that's tonifying is jade or anything that's smooth, really. And for sedating, we want to have maybe something like a quarter, because silver is more of a sedating element and it has these rough edges. Or you can pick up a Chinese soup spoon, or if you can't find anything like that, you can just take the cap off of any bottle of something that you have, and you can use the corner as a scraping tool. So let's get started. Let me show you how to Gua Sha. So for a tonifying Gua Sha treatment, we are going to use our jade tool, or we can use a gold tool, or just something smooth that feels good. And we are going to Gua Sha the meridians in the proper direction. This is really useful to keep kids healthy, especially babies, infants, and toddlers. We are going to go down the arms. I'm just holding this Gua Sha tool kind of sideways and smooth and just scraping down. We're going to get the lung channel on the inside of the arm. Sometimes this will turn red if there's a little bit of lung heat in there. And we're going to do each channel for maybe about a minute. And then we're going to go down the pericardium channel. It is in the middle here. And the heart channel, which sometimes could be a little bit ticklish. And we're going to do each channel for about a minute, and then we're going to go out down the outside of the arm, still scraping. The lung channels here, so this lung heat already starting to come up. This redness that comes up is actually called Sha, Gua Sha. Gua means to rub, and Sha is the effect that we get of the redness. You know, down the Sanjiao channel, we have the large intestine channel, the Sanjiao channel, and the small intestine channel. And we are going to do each channel for about a minute, so about 3 minutes on each side, on each arm. The smaller the child, the quicker this will be. And then we're going to get the digestion going by going clockwise around the belly. And this does not hurt. Does this hurt? No, this does not hurt. You should be feeling pretty good. And so we're just going to go around in a clockwise direction. And again, you're going to do this for just a few minutes. And then we're going to move down to the legs. And so for the legs, we're going to start on the outside. It doesn't completely matter, but we're going to start on the outside and scrape down. This is the stomach channel. Make sure that we're not going over this bony area here, because that could be a little bit more painful. We want to be on the side. And then we're going to go down the side of the legs, which is the gallbladder channel. And the back of the legs, which is the bladder channel. You might want to turn your patient or your child around to get the bladder channel. Then we're going to go up the inside of the legs. And that part is important that is the most important part, is that you go up the inside of the leg, because this is where we have our yin channels are on the inside of the arm and the inside of the leg. The yin channels, you want to go in the proper direction of them, so that would be down the arms and up the inside of the legs. The outside of the legs, we have the yang channels, and yang tends to be more excess. So if we forget what direction the yang channels go in, which is down, and we accidentally go up, this is not a problem, because it's usually okay to sedate the yang, but we don't want to sedate the yin. So always up on the legs. And that is how we do a tonifying treatment. Okay, so this one is a magic trick. Say your child comes to you and they're not feeling well, and you check their fever and they have a fever of any degree. You're going to take your sedating quarter and you are going to find the acupuncture point LI11. That is on the arm. If you bend the arm, right where the crease, the lateral crease, the outside of the arm, right where that crease ends, this is LI11. So you are going to go to this point, and you're going to take your quarter, and you are just going to start scraping along. Doesn't really matter what direction if you go down or up, but it is easier to just scrape down. So I am not going back and forth, I'm simply scraping down. And I'm actually scraping a little bit more of the side of the coin this time, not so much flat. And we are going to scrape away. This is not painful, although this is not wonderfully comfortable either. What do you think, Dane? Is this hurt?
I don't know.
He doesn't know,
No.
so this does not hurt. No.
I can't really feel it.
You cannot feel it. And it will start to get red. Most people have a little bit of heat in their body anyway, especially children, because children are more yang than they are yin. So it's nice to take some heat out of the body. But this will get rid of a fever every single time. Okay, so say your child or family member or patient comes in and says that they have symptoms of a cold or sore throat or something along these lines. This is how we're going to take it out. This is Ben. He's going to model for us. He is feeling very well today and he is not sick at all, but we are going to show you how you would treat this. So if Ben can lie down, I am going to use a quarter, which is sedating, to try and scrape the wind. So in Oriental medicine, and I believe in many other traditions too, it is said that the way that we catch colds or flus is through an invasion of wind entering at the neck. And this is why scarves are so popular. And this is why that's an old wise tale that if you cover your neck, then you won't get sick. This is where it comes from. Oriental medicine says that wind will hit you in the back of the neck, and you will collect this wind invasion here. So if you get it on day one, you start feeling sick and you do this, then it will go away. So I am holding the quarter kind of sideways again. And we're gonna start on either side of the neck, and we're just going to lightly scrape down. This should not be painful, although this should also not feel entirely wonderful either. It is a little bit uncomfortable. And we're going to do each side for approximately 3 minutes. So we would do this area and then we'd go to the other side. So Ben here has a little bit of heat in his throat, but if somebody actually had a cold or had a sore throat or had these symptoms, this would start to get very red. And this would not be something we worry about. This would be a good sign, and we would keep scraping for about 3 minutes in the same area. It needs to get irritated. It needs to bug a little. Then we're going to go a little bit further out on the neck and do each side again for a few minutes each. And that's it. The last technique I'm going to show you is for an athlete who maybe just worked out and wants to get their blood flowing and the circulation going to recover and heal faster. So we have our model here on the table, and I am going to take my Chinese soup spoon here. You can also use, they actually make very expensive tools for this that are usually silver, which is sedating. I've seen them up to a couple $100 or more even. But all you really need is your soup spoon. And you're going to go down the channels, but then we're gonna especially get these IT bands and just everywhere that he's sore. And go a little bit, we're definitely going down, but a little bit more sideways direction. And we're just going to keep doing this. And for the difference between this and the tonifying is that we're using more of a sedating, a little bit more rough of a tool. And I'm definitely doing this harder, and it probably even hurts a little. How's this feel? It hurts a little. Yeah. Good. So now you know what Gua Sha is, what you can use to do Gua Sha, and when you should use Gua Sha at home. So I hope that you all use Gua Sha and use this to treat your loved ones and especially your children. And if you have any questions, then feel free to ask me at your next appointment. Thanks.